Dave Filoni said what? Anakin Skywalker is the greatest Jedi of all time? I mean, yeah, 6 movies are about him, so I understand why he's saying that. And I'll tell you, fam, why he's correct, alright? So just give me a second, but first, I gotta go over some other things. What do you think about the greatest Jedi of all time? There are so many characters that come to mind, especially a character like Shakti, who's literally died so many times. I mean, there's so many renditions of her deaths, so she has to get an honorable mention, right? But then, like, what about Yoda? What about Obi-Wan frickin' Kenobi, hello? And what about Ahsoka frickin' Tano, fam? I mean, do you want to bring the Old Republic into this? You want to talk about Satele Shan? Or the man, the myth, the legend, Luke frickin' Skywalker? And it's so funny because I live on Twitter. My career, I'm a marketing manager, okay? And I am always on Twitter, so I always get to see the cesspool, the nasty, the toxicity of Twitter. And everybody's running a rampant. They're losing their minds right now because Dave Filoni said Anakin Skywalker is the greatest Jedi of all time. Well, it's funny when you think about Anakin Skywalker because there's so many people when they think about Anakin Skywalker, they instantly think about, the genocide, all the death that he's created. And, maybe also killing a bunch of children or that other time. Yeah, okay, so Anakin Skywalker has done a lot of terrible things. So that brings you to the question, why would Dave Filoni even think that? And I don't think Dave Filoni exactly means, he's the greatest of all time, all right? Like, he's the GOAT, Michael Jordan, MJ, baby, 23, that's him. What Dave Filoni is saying that the full potential, the if, of what Anakin Skywalker could have become is Anakin Skywalker. That is the greatest Jedi of all time, the chosen one that never turned. Because ultimately, like I was saying before, is that 6 of these movies are all about Anakin Skywalker. Even when he turns and he is Darth Vader, he is still the chosen one. And George Lucas himself had said that.
I think when you watch the actual movie in order, the story will become very clear that Anakin is the chosen one. And even when Anakin turns into Darth Vader, he is still the chosen one. The prophecy is that Anakin will bring balance to the Force and destroy the Sith. He becomes Darth Vader. Darth Vader does become the hero. Darth Vader does destroy the Sith, meaning himself and the Emperor. He does it because he is redeemed by his son.
So yes, Anakin Skywalker, the full potential of what he could have become, that is the greatest Jedi of all time. But if you really want to narrow it down as who actually is the greatest Jedi of all time, I think that there only are a few of these characters that really should be in the discussion, and that's someone like Grandmaster Yoda, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Shoot, Kanan Jarrus is probably one of the greatest examples of how a Jedi should be. That's what we're taking into account here is the dark times, because I feel like this is probably the most challenging time for a Jedi of all. After Order 66, the entire galaxy is enveloped into darkness. It is practically impossible for a Jedi to even breathe. They suffocate because the galaxy is swallowed in darkness. And so when you think about a character like Kanan Jarrus, who probably didn't want to be a Jedi, thought his powers were a curse, ultimately tried to live a certain way, yes, Kanan Jarrus and who he becomes, his full arc in Star Wars Rebels, is probably one of the greatest story arcs in Star Wars history. Obi-Wan Kenobi, you saw how he looked with his failure. He absolutely saw himself responsible for not only the reason why Anakin turned to the dark side, but all the other Jedi he failed because of what happened with Anakin Skywalker. And then, of course, he finds Luke Skywalker, the new hope, and then he trains him, and then Luke Skywalker goes on, and Empire Strikes Back, finds Dagobah, finds Grandmaster Yoda, and gets taught from him and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then, of course, there's so many other characters that Luke Skywalker gets tutorage from in the expanded universe. That all happens because of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I think both of those characters are by far in this debate eternally. But the one character that stands above them all, that stands above the rest, and I'm telling you right now, there is only one obvious answer. It's Luke frickin' Skywalker, man. Luke is him. It doesn't matter if it's Legends continuity or new canon. Luke Skywalker has always been him. He will always be him, the greatest of all time, because that's what I'm telling you about is the dark times. Jedi were not supposed to be alive. They were extinct. They were gone. Hope, the one thing that the Jedi represented, was extinguished. But Luke is the new hope. how he became who he is, finding Obi-Wan and Yoda. In Return of the Jedi, where he goes into a building where two of the most powerful and evil entities in the entire galaxy, in the entire universe are there, and that man walks out unfazed to go on and be the best version of himself, to use that experience that he has and the power that he has to influence his light all around the galaxy. Luke Skywalker is the greatest Jedi of all time, baby, and it ain't no debate. Even when you see him in his dark, depressive state in The Last Jedi that everyone gets so freaking fussed up and butthurt about, he is still him in that movie. There is nobody that can touch him in that galaxy, baby. That is also the beauty of something like this. When Star Wars culture and all these tweets come out and they say something like this, I love how passionate everybody is about their favorite Jedi. And even people that you usually see who are very positive, something always gets them that always kind of rustles their feathers and upsets them and gets them really toxic, right? You really get to see who they are, and that is the debate between the two sides of the fandom. But when you throw in Anakin Skywalker, no. Everybody from every side of the fandom, it doesn't matter whether you like the original trilogy, the sequel trilogy, or the prequel trilogy, everybody has a hot take on my boy, Anakin Skywalker, because of who he is, because of the Chosen One prophecy, and they didn't appreciate it. They don't like the story, because all the other characters failed to have some story arc, because George Lucas only cared about Anakin Skywalker and telling the story of the tragedy of Darth Vader. Anakin Skywalker is one of the greatest characters in cinema history. Darth Vader is probably the greatest villain in cinema history. And so even with the what ifs and shoulda, coulda, woulda's about him probably never turning to the dark side and what if he did get the rank of master, I don't think anyone can deny the what if of Anakin Skywalker and what he would have become if he never turned to the dark side. I understand and agree with what Dave Filoni is saying. Anakin Skywalker, never turning to the dark side, would have been the greatest Jedi of all time. Yeah, fam, that's all I got for today. I just wanted to show you guys this video, but I hope you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe, okay? Apprentice and Acolyte, because it's been a while, and I know I'm in Orlando, and it's 90 degrees outside, and I got this Bad Batch jacket on, okay? I just wanted to flip my stuff, all right? Okay? Anyway, I hope you all enjoy. Who the hell do you think is the greatest Jedi of all time? Let me know in the comment section below, baby. I'll see you around. Deuces.